Mr. President, let me ask you a question that is on the minds of many people in the event, given U.S. Forces withdrawing, given potential Taliban resurgence, which is what happens to women in Afghanistan. 20 years ago, under the Taliban, they couldn't go to school, they could barely leave their houses, they couldn't work. Women in Afghanistan today is a completely different position. There have been massive strides. Is there a danger of all that being reversed?
Well, of course, there's a risk, but the women of Afghanistan, I'm very proud of, now speak for themselves, organize for themselves, and have turned into a nationwide movement. If the Taliban want to be stakeholders in the future, they need to recognize that women of Afghanistan aspire to the type of freedom that existed during the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Don't forget, Khadija, the wife of the Prophet, was one of the richest women on earth at that time. There is a culture of participation in commerce, in learning, in literacy, and others. So it's crucial that this gain, and as long as I have the honor of serving Afghanistan, every week, every day, you will see further steps for enhancing the role of the women, in particularly the education of the girls and their vocational capabilities. The women of Afghanistan, the young children, whom I see regularly on presidential grounds, aspire to be presidents. They're pilots, they're ambassadors, they're ministers. The horizon is open to them. This would be one of the greatest injustices in terms of human rights in history if we don't respect this and consolidate it.
Let me ask you about the regional dynamic with U.S. forces withdrawing. Reports suggest that Pakistan has never really stopped supporting the Taliban, that the Taliban, in fact, during the negotiations in Doha, the Taliban representatives flew back and forth to Doha directly from Pakistan, not even bothering to pretend that they were as they used to do in the past. Is Pakistan going to allow an independent, neutral Afghanistan, or are they likely to interfere? And is that interference likely to be solidified by a very strong Chinese support?
Well, first of all, it's a moment of choice for Pakistan. All its calculations have been wrong. Verbally, the leaders of Pakistan all fortunately acknowledge that they do not want a Taliban government in Afghanistan, that they would like to see a peaceful, stable, democratic government in Afghanistan. We are key to their prosperity. You know, the rate of growth in Pakistan could enhance by 2% in a stable and connected Afghanistan. We have a world to win together. So there are two options: win, win, win. Connect to Central Asia through us, share in the joint prosperity through the Partnership for Peace, gain international credibility and support that they are all in need of, or opt for chaos. The country that would be most damaged by insecurity or a renewed civil war in Afghanistan is Pakistan. And in that case, it'd be a lose-lose-lose proposition.
It seems to me clear that Pakistan has chosen to ally with China in the emerging bipolar order. Has China decided that it will support Pakistan unyieldingly? Would China support a Taliban offensive of the kind you just described?
No. China is going to have estimated over 16% rate of growth. China, I believe, is not an interventionist power. It does not want to get engaged with military or proxy wars. And Pakistan, in terms of its foreign policy, obviously is hedging between China and other countries. because its reliance on the rest of the region is quite significant. Pakistan can become an anchor of regional stability if it opts for peace in regional cooperation. The discourse of Pakistan has changed. There was a security conference in Islamabad where the talk is really significantly about harmony and cooperation. To expect that China, after the great COVID reset and the significant adverse impact, will get involved in regional conflicts directly, I think is remote. Furthermore, we have a lot of positive relationship with China, and the growth of China now is going to be the factor, as is growth of India, for regional prosperity. All of us, I think, are strong stakeholders not to get involved. And for Afghanistan, we do not want a replacement in terms of seeking to replace the United States and NATO with some form of patronage. We want to have a multi-aligned policy where we are friends with everybody and not part of their quarrels, and hence our agenda of permanent neutrality that will benefit everybody.
Thank you, President Ghani, for that important conversation.